So we're here with Jori from Cypress Hill Eco Adventures.
Yes.
And great presentation.
Thank you.
And can you just sort of give us a bit of a summary of what you just presented?
Yeah, I basically just had an opportunity to talk a little bit about what I do, some of the things that have worked for me, my business philosophy, and how I engage with my customers and staff and DMOs, things like that. And then also tried to provide from an operator's perspective how I could be assisted the best or helped most from a DMO or a CVB.
So can you talk a little bit about your philosophy? What were some of the key points?
Yeah, I mean, I think my business, what I've tried to do is pick a philosophy for one, be something and be that wholeheartedly. I have a thing at my site where we call it, it's all about having fun, pushing your boundaries and finding your happy dance. And that is something that we spend a lot of time training our staff on. That's the feeling that we want people to get. That's what the expectation is that we want to set. And everything kind of resonates around that theme. And yeah.
So you told us you get about 20,000 visitors per season.
Yeah.
And you said that most of them come from referrals or repeat.
Yeah.
So can you sort of talk a little bit about what your marketing approach is to sort of achieve that?
Yeah, I mean, it started out just trying to make sure that it was really focusing on the experience, making sure that the experience was just A+. That is kind of how that word of mouth thing kept turning and going and going and going. Now, it also was operationally that I had to look at that repeat visitors by adding cool things to my location. So I've constantly added cool things to the location, but also then on top of that, made sure that I'm directing some marketing towards them. That's where loyalty programs, things like that I've started to run have came in, photo sharing, all of the stuff is trying to be geared when I know that, I'll put it this way, when I know that word of mouth and repeat visitors is so huge, that means I have to be very conversational and have to be very social, because that's how that keeps rising around. So basically it's just basing my whole business around social and being a company that people want to interact with.
Yeah, and I like what you're doing with your photo program. Can you sort of explain a little bit how that works?
Yeah, it's basically a third party that runs it. But what we do is we train the guides on how to take photos throughout the tour. So we document visitors' tours from a guide perspective, and then they make it a big part of it. Like they have them, Sparta kicking people off of decks and things like that, so it looks like these big epic shots. We sell the photos to people after. If people don't buy the photos, we give them the photos, because we've learned really quick that the main thing is get photos in their hands and get them out. So we've done that. I mean, it's been a complete game changer for us. I don't look at it as a revenue generator. I look at it as a marketing tool.
Because people share them.
Yeah, because people are sharing them, and I mean, even like PhotoFlow, the cool thing about a third party as well is that they'll do some stuff they'll get some metrics for me. They did a survey for me of all my people that had bought photos, and some of the stuff that came back was really cool. They, I think 4 out of 5 people showed someone photos that knew they were coming down to the area within the next week. So they did a really good job. The customers did a really good job of selling my business based on the photos that I sold them. You know what I mean?
That's a nice little business model.
Yeah, yeah.
So you had some takeaways for DMOs that are here in attendance to sort of say, how can a DMO best work with an operator like you?
Yeah.
What were the takeaways?
One of them was just to help me get better. By, sometimes there's an operator like me, I like to be on my own. I like to be in control and be independent. I'm not the type that, by having workshops and things like that put on by my DMO, it doesn't sometimes work for me, because from a time perspective, I just don't want to do it. The other side is I want to be me. I want to be Eco Adventures, and I have a hard time trying to keep me as what I want to be if I'm hearing all of these other angles of stuff. So that was to build toolkits, things like that I can pull in and test and try out. Another thing was to show me love. Like, make it known that I'm appreciated. If I'm doing a good job, then yes. If I'm a horrible operator, then no, don't worry about me. But if I'm doing a good job, make it, show me some love. And the last thing, and the most important thing, is to really spend time getting to know the business. Getting to know the operators personally, and not every operator. Again, it's, my thought is just that the champions, or the ones that are really receptive to working with you, get to know them, figure out how you can help them get better, and they will sing your praises and help push you along.
Well, what would you expect of the DMO? Because you said, give me praise if I'm doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
What should the DMO do if they think you're doing a terrible job?
I think they need to, I think they should still contact you. I need to know. Like, I would rather know good or bad. Sometimes it could be something like they might catch some tweet that was put out there that they're holding, they're following those hashtags or whatever. They might catch something, and I'd rather them let me know so that I can go and manage that perception. Yeah, good or bad, I just want to hear it, I think.
Yeah. Well, the audience, from the tweets that we saw, the audience really liked what you did. What do you think of SoMeT, of the conference so far?
I think it's really cool. I think the venue is really awesome. It's a little intimidating for an operator. I thought I was like going into the wolves here, but no, I just think it's a really great concept. Just being able to bring those like-minded people together, and it's the hope is that people are really truly sharing their ideas and being an open book. Because sometimes at conferences that I've been in the past, that's not the case. But the feeling and what I've seen so far is that people are actually sharing their ideas and saying, yeah, go ahead, go use them, try and make the best of them. Yeah. So I just, it's just, I'm really kind of blown away by it.
And then lastly, we're here in Nashville, Music City. What do you think?
Well, I've only seen downtown in my hotel room, so the hotel is pretty epic. I've had a lot of friends that have came here before and have told me a lot of good stories, so I'm just looking forward to a night out with live music. I mean, that's my thing. So.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you'll find it.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Jori.
Yep, thanks a lot.